Alright, now let's see if we can add some basic search functionality. Looks like in the dashboard of the admin, it does have a search report and a full report, placeholders for something. On the home page for the knowledge base, there's a search bar. It does not work though if you try to search, so I guess these were meant to just be placeholders. Prior to starting this video, I created a few articles in this category named search. I really wish I could click on this number to view the articles, but I guess we'll tackle that later. So under manage articles, I added 3 articles, one for Ludwig drums, one for Bitcoin, one for Disney World. And I'm going to let AI know that search functionality does not work. Please, let's add it. I assume it's just going to do it with SQL queries for now. I want to see how advanced this takes me, if it brings me to adding a dedicated search engine like Elastic. I doubt it, but let's see what happens. Okay, so I said please add search functionality. There is a search bar on the home page, but it does not work. So it's checking existing files, I guess, to try to get a handle on the situation, and it'll go from there. Interesting that you could see how it analyzes the problem. Okay, so it says we have all the necessary components. We just need to make a few adjustments to make it work properly. So it's making a change to style.css, added 66 lines for search results styling. Okay. Now making changes to index.html. This is the home page, and this is the search bar that's up there. So added 6 lines, removed 10. It says I've added the necessary changes to implement the search functionality, added CSS styles, updated the template structure, added autocomplete off. So it says type at least 2 characters in the search box, results will appear. Each result shows article title, category tag, and last update date. Okay, let's see what happens. Going back to the home page. And again, the CSS changed a little bit. I don't know how this looks. It looks like it got a little more compact. Not terrible, but why did it do that? I don't know. Not what I asked for. Well, let's search for articles. Let's search for Disney first. Okay, that's nice. You get a drop down. What if I click search? No. Okay, so this is an inline search. It doesn't actually bring me to a search results page, which is interesting. So what if I search for snare? That should be part of the drum article, which it is. And what was the other one? Bitcoin. I got the word currency. Yep, it's there. All right, so if I click on it, it brings me to the Bitcoin article. Okay, so that's actually working. If I go to the admin panel, it does not show any of the searches. Again, I'm not actually submitting a search, so I'm just typing. So I don't know how it's going to pick that up. My intention was to have a search results page. Didn't really want this, but I guess we'll take it. What if I search for the word the? Yeah, so it doesn't really have a lot of intelligence for throwing away basic words. We should probably clean that up. The centering here seems odd, but we do have a basic search. I'm going to ask it to try to fix this search report, though. I'm kind of curious how that's going to work. Another one of those errors while searching file system. Don't know why. Actually, I should have made a different branch here, maybe for search, but whatever, we'll leave it. Okay, creating a search log model to track searches and implement the search reporting functionality. It's probably going to make me wipe out the database again if I had to guess. I meant to go back and ask it to use FlaskDB, but I forgot. So in models py, yeah, we have a search log, search term, results count. Okay, but I'm curious what counts as a search if I don't hit enter. Is this some real-time JavaScript thing? I don't know. Keep changes and app.py. Importing the new search log. I'll accept that. Alright, so as part of search, which I think is done through JavaScript, so you don't actually have to hit enter, it's passing the data in here, I guess. Okay. That's different and a little more modern and cleaner than even I wanted. Again, it makes assumptions. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. This seems reasonable. Okay, now it wants to restart the server, but it didn't change the database, which is interesting. So I expect something to fail here. Okay, we go to the home page and perform a search. I go to the admin. Oh, picked up Ludwig, pretty cool. And it also picked up recent articles, which was not working before. So that's pretty cool too. Go back here and search again for maybe for Epcot. Picks up Epcot, cool. Okay, this is what I was saying before though. It also picked up the first two letters of Epcot as a search, EP. So there should probably be some type of a timer mechanism, or maybe you have to hit enter for it to qualify as a search. I'm not sure, but that's not good. And if I search for the word the, again, that's going to come up with a bunch of results, and the is also going to appear. Interestingly, though, I did not need to make any changes to the database, so I'm not sure how this is working. Let me just check the database again. It does have a search log. I don't know, maybe I missed something. I expected it to have to initialize, but it didn't. Pretty cool. Okay, now in the admin, there's a full report. I don't know what that is, and there's a view all here. Okay, that works. Full report does not, so I'm going to see if it could fix that. So they're adding a full search report. First, let me create the template for it. Now, I don't know if that's just going to be a full page version of this table. I don't know. Actually, there's a search report here and a full report here. We'll see where it takes us. Okay, it gave me a new file with 112 lines, some cards. Pulling in search report JS. which it's creating now. That's 106 lines. Yeah, export CSV, pretty fancy. Okay. Now it's editing admin py. I assume adding some routes. Yeah, search report. Yeah, it looks like this is all just queries in the database, and I guess that's fine if you don't have a lot of load at some point. Might be an interesting project to maybe move this to a real search engine at some point. Okay, keep changes. And now it's editing the style CSS. Sure. And restarting the server. I thought I saw this happen before too. It's not stopping the server before restarting it. Okay, now it's doing it. And I don't know why this is necessary, because the server should be restarting itself when it detects changes, but I don't know, that seems a little flaky these days. Okay, server is up. So now we'll go to the admin, refresh. Okay, nothing visual changed. Search report gives me this. Full report does not work, but this search report link works. There's probably some redundancy here. I don't know if we need this and this, but let's look at the search report that it made. 4 total searches, 3 average results. Oh, that's interesting. 0 on the no results rate. Last 7 days, 30 days, all time. And search history. So what if I search for something that has no results? Just type in some junk. And try adjusting your search terms or browser categories below. So if I go back to the search report on the home page, it sees I search for this junk, count of 1, search report. Okay, so out of 5 searches, 1 had no results. Okay, and that would be something interesting to build a report out of. Let's see how it filters. Okay, works great. Client-side filtering, very nice. Let me just try to export this and see what this gives me. Okay, so it just exports what's actually on the admin page, which is great. Okay, the only thing I would like to clean up is this full report does not work, and I think there's some redundancy here. I'm splitting hairs here, but just for the sake of completeness, I want this to clean up a little bit. Okay, I'm seeing some redundancy in the admin homepage. Do we need both? So it's updating the full report button to point to the same search report page. Again, I don't think we need both, but whatever, we can clean that up at any point. And it added a link to the search report. Now if I go back to the admin, go to the dashboard, view full report, great, brings me to search report. Okay, like I started off saying, I was not expecting this search to appear as a pop-up, but I guess that'll do for now. Might be interesting to see a little blurb underneath each article. Let's see if we can do that. All right, so I'm asking it to create a blurb of maybe the first 100 characters in those search results. It's adding a short article preview. So we're importing regular expression. Not really sure what this is doing. Okay, looks like it's truncating. Yeah, I don't know why we need this, but okay, keep changes. And now it's updating the main JS file. Added some stuff, removed some stuff. Seeing some more sanitized input here. Sure. Okay, editing style CSS added 54 lines, and it detected a lint error, which it's fixing. Now we did have a functioning search result box, so I don't know why we need all of this now. Again, it changes CSS and styling, as we've seen, so never assume that what you had before is going to work now. It usually doesn't look the same. So we'll keep these. No credits consumed by a purely lint fixing edit. That's nice. And it's going to restart the server. Okay, let's search again. Search for Epcot. Okay, well, there's a blurb. Now it's centered. Before it was left aligned, and now you have some encoding in here. If I search for the word the, now you have multiple results. Centered, which I don't know if I love, and we do see some encoding in here. So again, the encode, decode, bleach, that always seems to complicate things for us, but this is working. If I go back to the admin, yep, my accounts are there. So a couple of things I want to clean up here. I don't want it centered. Well, maybe I'll leave it, but I don't like this encoding. So I'm gonna copy this. Hopefully you can make sense out of that. Let's see. Okay, in the models pie, well, now we're importing HTML. And we're unescaping text. So this is when you get into potential sticky situation where if it's not doing a proper input check when the data goes in, if somebody puts in a script tag or some other malicious code and you're unescaping text, you might get into an ugly spot where a script tag is rendered, and you don't want that. But we'll assume it knows what it's doing, and let's restart the server. Okay, let's see what happens now. Search again for Epcot. Okay, looking better. Search for the multiple results. Looking better. Okay, and again, we could play with the formatting all we want. One thing that I really don't like is, again, it's taking parts of the word. That if I search for like another and type slowly, go to admin, it picks up parts of that word. So maybe it needs more of a typing delay, or I'm not sure, but I will see how we could fix that. Yeah, the search is being triggered while typing. Let me fix this by only logging completed searches and not intermediate typing. Okay, it added 12 lines in here. Then we have a should log in here. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how it is detecting this, but I accepted it, and let's see if it works. Okay, so if I go back and search for Disney, for example, I just search for D-I-S-N-E-Y. Now, I only wanted it to show that I searched for Disney, but it was showing results as I was typing. Now it's not being logged. Nope, I think we broke something. Do I have to hit enter maybe? I have to hit search. Okay, and now I'm seeing it. I think it wants me to hit enter. So I search for coin, Bitcoin comes up. If I go to the admin and refresh, no, I don't see coin. But if I hit search, now I see coin. So we're in an interesting spot where it is showing results before you're done typing, but it doesn't actually consider it searched for until you click on search. And what if I hit enter here instead of hitting search? No, not good enough. So you have to actually click search. Yeah. Now I have two versions of coin. Looks like maybe it's not trimming. Yeah, I don't think it's trimming or stripping. Okay, that's interesting. Well, we could continue to tweak this all we want, but I think for our purposes here, I think we have legs, and this is an interesting start. So for search, again, you could at some point maybe move this to a real search engine, build some reports. I think one of the most interesting one is going to be this people searching for something that has no search results. So you would want to go in here and fix your knowledge base to make sure that you are giving people what they're looking for.